The best product leaders aren't just product managers. They are part psychologists, part economists, part strategists. They see the world through a lens of first principles. But how do you move from theory to practice? How do you stop being a victim of chaos and start being the architect of your own outcomes? This is the Sovereign PM, the podcast that deconstructs the ideas of product strategist Schwarzkopf to give you a more powerful way to think and lead. It's time to own your outcomes. Let's begin.
For decades, really, our whole world, especially in product management, it's kind of run on this predictable, almost mechanical idea, action reaction.
Yeah, linear.
Yeah.
We build these roadmaps, stretching out. We plan 5 years based on the past. We budget. Things are stable, comfortable almost.
Exactly. But what if that entire way of thinking, the very bedrock of how we do strategy, isn't just shaky, but completely obsolete?
Well, that's the core friction, isn't it?
Yeah.
What if we're not just dealing with a bit more change, but a full-on exponential curve? Something that's going to reshape everything.
A curve driven by technology that's accelerating so fast, we can barely grasp the implications for us, for product leaders.
It forces us to look at our habits, doesn't it? We're just so conditioned to think linearly, quarter by quarter, sprints, annual reviews, that predictable cycle. But the source material for this deep dive, it's this really provocative piece, the Kurzweil curve, product management's future. And it argues pretty forcefully that this path is so nonlinear.
So unlike anything we've seen before.
Exactly. Our traditional models,
Yeah.
they're failing us. Right now, they're built for a world that's already gone, not the one barreling towards us.
Right. And what's compelling is it doesn't just wave its hands about the future. It takes Ray Kurzweil's big predictions, AGI by 2029, longevity, escape velocity in the 2030s, the singularity by 2045.
Which sound like sci-fi, let's be honest.
They do. But the article says, look, treat these not as wild guesses, but as a high probability strategic framework. Adopt them.
So stop debating if it happens and focus on when and how we adapt. That's the challenge.
Yeah, it's saying, okay, this exponential curve, that's your new baseline reality. Your job isn't planning for the world that was, it's building for the world that is coming.
And it pushes us beyond just, reporting on Kurzweil. It assumes he's probably right or right enough that we have to act. It makes us question our own linear thinking, how inadequate it is now.
So our mission today in this deep dive is to break down this Kurzweil curve. We want to make it actionable, split it into 3 eras. Think of it like a playbook, but for product leadership.
Right. A way to navigate these huge transformations.
It's about shifting our mindset fundamentally, away from planning for what was towards actively building for what will be. That's the friction, but, also the opportunity.
Absolutely. The friction is our old mental models just aren't cutting it. So this deep dive, it's about bridging that gap for product leaders, giving them a framework to anticipate, to lead, not just react.
We'll look at the age of the co-pilot first, how AI changes teams, stakeholders.
Then jump into the age of the hybrid, where humans and machines start to, merge.
And finally, gaze out towards the age of the collective, where the individual PM, maybe even work itself, looks totally different.
Yeah, and each era brings its own challenges, its own strategic imperatives we need to think about today.
Okay, let's dive straight into Era I then. The next 5 years, roughly 2025 to 2030. The PM and the AI co-pilot. This isn't far off, though. This is right around the corner.
Right.
The article argues AI stops being just a tool, like a better spreadsheet or search engine. It becomes this essential expert-level co-pilot.
And that's directly tied to Kurzweil's AGI prediction for 2029, artificial general intelligence.
Meaning AI that can match or even beat human experts in most cognitive tasks. So what does that immediately mean for product teams just trying to compete?
Well, the article is really clear on this. Embracing this isn't just a nice to have, it's the only way to stay competitive. If you resist this.
You're basically signing up for obsolescence.
Pretty much. It's not about AI just making you faster at your current job. It's about AI becoming this integral, autonomous part of how the team thinks and operates.
So the PM isn't just using AI, they're partnering with it. Partnering with something that has expert insights and can do complex thinking.
Exactly. Which leads to the first big shift the article talks about in Era I, the rise of the hybrid team, organizational and team transformation.
And the core idea is pretty radical. Our traditional product team structures, they're going to dissolve.
Why? Because the routine cognitive work, the stuff that eats up so much of a PM's day right now.
Yeah, the mental heavy lifting.
AI takes that over. And that doesn't just make people more efficient. It frees us up, lets us focus on the really strategic, the creative stuff.
It's not just efficiency, it's redefining the whole structure, a new division of cognitive labor.
Which raises a really interesting first principles question, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We're shifting from managing human output to orchestrating this human AI ensemble.
Right.
This is way beyond just automating simple tasks. It's about figuring out the division of labor based on cognitive strengths. Where does human intuition, empathy, dealing with ambiguity,
Yeah.
where does that fit?
And where does AI's raw processing power, pattern recognition, its sheer speed, where does that take over?
It's about combining those strengths,
Yeah.
getting that synergy to achieve what the article calls, well, it calls it 10x output.
10x output. That's a bold claim. Let's unpack that. It's not just people working 10 times harder, right?
No. It means team productivity isn't just the sum of what individuals do. It's this collective intelligence, amplified, multiplied exponentially by AI efficiency.
So the AI isn't just helping iterate on the good ideas, it's finding the unobvious best ones.
Exactly. It can explore solution spaces that are just orders of magnitude bigger than any human team could handle manually. It finds optimal designs, uncovers hidden needs through simulations, things we couldn't even dream of doing by hand today.
It lets teams test, learn, adapt at a completely different scale. Changes the whole economics of product development.
Yeah. And the article uses this great example, Anna, a senior PM in 2028. Her day starts differently.
How so?
She doesn't wade through raw data. Her AI co-pilot, Cole, has already crunched millions of support tickets, forum posts, usage data overnight.
Okay.
And Cole gives her feature hypotheses, high potential ones, complete with impact scores, confidence levels, even initial user story drafts.
Wow. So she's not hunting for the needle in the haystack. Cole's already picked out the sharpest needles and analyzed them for her.
Precisely. Her starting point for the day shifts completely, from data sifting to actual strategic decision-making.
So she walks in ready to think strategically. And does it go beyond discovery?
Well, yeah. The lead engineer's code agent reports directly to an orchestration AI. It only flags things for human review if there's an ethical question or, some really tricky legacy system involved.
So Anna isn't chasing status updates or debugging.
Nope. She's handling the exceptions. The places where human judgment or deep legacy knowledge is still essential. Her role changes from task manager to, the strategic interface for this combined human-AI brainpower. She's a curator of insights, an arbiter of complex choices.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for us as leaders looking ahead. The article talks about totally new roles emerging.
Right, like an AI training specialist on Anna's team. Their job, fine-tuning the AI models for their specific domain, making sure Cole really understands their product's nuances.
And the prompt engineer.
Yeah, the person who knows how to craft those perfect questions to pull novel, genuinely useful insights out of the AGI. These aren't just fancy titles. They're critical skill sets for this hybrid world. It makes you rethink what product talent even looks like.
So the strategic imperative for leaders today is huge. We need to start identifying and nurturing these skills now, cultivating them in our current teams.
Understanding that the talent we need tomorrow might be quite different.
And starting to structure teams for this kind of fluid human-AI collaboration, creating an environment where they co-create, leveraging both human empathy and AI processing power. It's reskilling, realigning, maybe redefining entire career paths.
Which leads perfectly into the next big shift in Era I, the end of misalignment, revolutionizing stakeholder management.
Ah, the dream.
Right. The core idea is AI drastically cuts down that friction we always feel with stakeholders. How? By creating a shared objective reality for everyone.
Imagine ending those endless meetings based on opinions, or everyone bringing different data interpretations.
It seems almost utopian, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it connects directly to that information asymmetry problem that plagues organizations. We've all been there. Different stakeholders, different data, conflicting priorities.
Total chaos sometimes.
AI can synthesize all the data and present it tailored to each stakeholder's known priorities, their preferred way of seeing things. It shifts negotiation away from politics and influence.
Towards empirical evidence, objective proof. For PMs who are often stuck in the middle of those fights, that's a massive game changer. Less internal politicking, more actual strategy.
And a key point the article makes, maybe a bit optimistic but crucial, is that AI hallucinations, the plausible but wrong stuff, are largely solved by 2029.
So the AI's data becomes highly trusted, actionable.
Yeah. Think about Anna's meeting with the CRO in 2028. It's urgent. Before she even clicks accept on the invite, Cole, her AI, prepares this dynamic briefing dossier.
Not just a summary.
No, it's predictive, tailored to the CRO's priorities. It simulates the revenue impact of roadmap changes. It even drafts answers to questions the CRO is likely to ask based on analyzing past meeting transcripts. Cole's practically pre-negotiating.
So that pre-briefing alone is incredible, but the meeting itself
becomes this exercise in shared reality. And in the CRO, maybe they're miles apart, but they put on lightweight AR glasses. They see the same interactive data dashboard projected between them.
So if the CRO says, what if we delay feature X for feature Y?
Anna just asks Cole to run the simulation in real time. The dashboard updates instantly, showing the projected impact on revenue, churn, engineering load, even competitors. The debate shifts immediately.
From I feel like, or my gut says, to okay, the data shows this.
Exactly. It takes the political capital out of it. It's not about who shouts loudest or has the best relationship anymore. It's about what the unbiased AI reveals.
And what about this AI replicant idea?
Yeah. An AI trained on Anna's personality, her communication style, her knowledge. It handles the routine, low-stakes update meetings in other time zones. Summarizes action items for her. Think about the communication overhead that just vanishes.
Freeing up leaders for the complex, strategic human stuff?
Precisely. So the strategic imperative for us today, we need to become masters of data interpretation and, crucially, ethical data governance, not masters of internal politics.
The focus shifts from persuasion based on personality to objective analysis based on evidence, building a culture where the data presented by a trusted AI drives decisions. Leaders focus on the why and what, not the who said what.
That flows naturally into the third shift for AI. From document to dynamic simulation, supercharging product discovery, and the good old PRD.
The PRD, transforming into a dynamic living knowledge base, that sounds like more than just putting it online.
Oh, much more. It's about fundamentally speeding up the whole build, measure, learn loop, operating it at a totally new velocity.
So it's not just digital PRDs, it's moving past linear ideation, brainstorm, document, build, wait.
Right, towards generative data-informed experiments at scale. Think rapid prototyping, user validation, but on steroids.
Because the AI doesn't just generate ideas, it generates functional simulations.
Exactly. The gap between concept and a tangible interactive experience basically disappears. You're not just describing the product, you're experiencing a simulation of it almost instantly.
What?
That's a massive cognitive leap.
Anna Dimplegan.
Yeah, in 2028, high-level goal, reduce onboarding time by 50% instead of weeks of workshops and whiteboards.
She feeds the goal to a discovery AI,
which analyzes maybe millions of user journeys, pinpoints the friction, and proposes, say, 5 concrete data-backed feature experiments. Discovery at scale.
Okay, but here's the killer part, right? The leap.
This is it. For each feature experiment, the AI generates a proto-PRD.
Not just text.
No. It's got the problem statement, the job to be done, backed by data, and a generated clickable UI prototype.
Instantly. No waiting for designering you.
Instantly. And it can interact with it right away, test assumptions, visualize the flow. The line between requirement and reality just blurs.
Yeah.
Super fast iteration.
So her role, it changes completely again.
Dramatically. She's not writing the PRD from scratch anymore. She's the editor-in-chief, curating, refining what the AI generates.
Her value comes from her deep customer empathy, her strategic sense.
Applying those human skills, selecting the best experiments, tweaking the AI's copy for brand voice, ensuring it fits the long-term vision. It's curation and strategic judgment, not typing up docs.
So the imperative for leaders now, cultivate strategic oversight, customer empathy. Those become the premium human skills. Tactical documentation, initial prototypes, automated.
Our focus shifts from prescribing solutions to defining clear, ambitious goals. Set the direction, understand the core user problem deeply, then let the AI generate the options. Human curation ensures quality, ethics, vision.
That demands a different way of training and leading product teams, moving focus from execution details to higher order thinking and empathy.
Okay, so that's Era Y, a glimpse into the immediate future. Now let's step further out. Era 2, the next 10 years, 2030, 2035. The PM as a human-machine hybrid.
This is where it gets really wild. The lines blur.
Totally. AGI is everywhere, seamlessly integrated. Brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, are moving from sci-fi to reality. And longevity, escape velocity.
Meaning life expectancy starts increasing by more than a year every year. Astonishing.
So the PM isn't just using AI. They're starting to merge with it. redefining what it even means to be a thinking person.
The audacity of that concept. Merging with tech, not a tool in your hand, but an augmentation of your being, direct cognitive enhancement.
Changes everything. Human capability, potential, how organizations even work. If our brains are linked, what is teamwork?
Which brings us to the first big shift in Era 2, the augmented team, reimagining organizations and roles.
The core idea. We'll see the first truly cyborg team members, people with cognitive enhancements via implants or non-invasive BCIs.
And the team itself changes.
Yeah, it becomes these fluid, project-based collectives. Humans and specialized AIs forming product swarms, as the article calls them, self-organizing intelligence. Form, achieve goal, dissolve.
Let's think about the first principles here. Direct neural interfaces, BCIs. Yeah. How do they change individual cognition and collective intelligence?
Well, think about knowledge parity through neural links. If everyone has instant access to all company info, all data.
Hierarchy based on who knows what just evaporates. No more information silos, no bottlenecks.
Right. It enables truly self-organizing systems. Maybe a master AI handles the how, the execution details. And human leaders focus purely on the why, the vision, the ethics.
The example they use is Elena, a product director in 2035. She leads a product swarm.
Her lead dev doesn't tech code, uses a neural implant to think code, visually manipulates systems, translates intent directly into architecture. Her lead market analyst doesn't just read reports. They feel shifts in customer sentiment in real time. A direct, visceral experience of the market. It's experiential cognition, the speed, the depth of insight. Incredible.
And Elena herself leading the swarm.
She uses a non-invasive neural headset for strategic work, gets this augmented intuition. An AI partner feeds relevant data, historical parallels, weak signals directly into her thought process.
Like a subconscious nudge, not even consciously searching for it.
Kind of, like having the relevant parts of the internet and company history instantly accessible as a subtle guide for her thinking. And hierarchy flattens because knowledge is universal. Insights emerge from the collective.
So Elena's role isn't management in the traditional sense.
No, it's visionary coach and ethical guardian. She sets the why, the strategic direction, the ethical lines. The augmented team, orchestrated by AI, figures out the how incredibly efficiently.
Leadership becomes about cultivating environments for emergent intelligence, setting ethical boundaries, focusing human vision.
Exactly. Changes everything about product leadership.
So the strategic imperatives for us now. We have to start grappling with the ethics of human augmentation in the workplace. Privacy, identity, fairness, consent. Huge questions.
In cultivating the ability to lead these decentralized, superintelligent collectives. Less top-down, more fostering emergence, focusing human judgment on vision and ethics.
Which leads to the second big shift in Era 2, the brain as the interface, transforming UX and product design.
Right, the GUI, the graphical interface, screens, buttons, it becomes this clunky bottleneck, archaic.
So primary interaction shifts to brain user interfaces, BUIs.
Yeah, I mean, product design isn't about designing for interaction anymore. It's designing for and with cognitive and emotional states directly.
That's a mind-bending shift. Designing with the brain itself, connecting to neuroscience, psychology on a much deeper, more intimate level.
Product discovery becomes almost like biofeedback. Designers don't just watch users, they directly feel the user experience. Imagine literally feeling the cognitive friction or the moments of joy, the empathy, the precision.
Elena's product in 2035, it's not an app.
No, it's a subscription service for anxiety management. The features isn't a button. It's calibrated neural signals delivered via BCI to guide brain activity from stress to calm.
And discovery.
Elena enters simulated states, mimics anxious users, or feels the friction points directly, refines the neural pathways the product uses.
So PRDs, they're not feature lists.
They're experiential blueprints, defining the desired cognitive, emotional states.
Which means you need new collaborators on the team.
Absolutely. Neuroscientists, ethicists, working alongside designers. It's essential when you're interacting directly with the mind.
And on the user side, longevity escape velocity means what? Our users could be 80 chronologically, but 40 biologically.
Or younger, cognitively.
Yeah.
So those marketing generations, Gen Z, millennials, boomers, they become totally meaningless, right? You're designing for biological states, cognitive states, resilience, well-being, not age groups.
Complete rethink of audience segmentation.
It's total paradigm shift.
So the imperative for leaders: encourage cross-disciplinary learning, neuroscience, ethics, cognitive psych, and fundamentally rethink target audiences based on biocoge experiential states, not just demographics. Deeper understanding of the human condition required.
Okay, finally for Era 2, the end of scarcity. Strategic constraints shift from resources to vision and ethics.
Kurzweil's prediction. By 2035, renewables provide 100% of energy needs. Abundant energy means.
Plummeting computation costs. Basically, computation becomes virtually free, which means effort as constraint and prioritization. Almost irrelevant.
If compute and energy are free, what's the bottleneck then?
That's the core economic principle, isn't it? When a key constraint like energy or compute goes to near zero cost, the whole value chain shifts. Focus moves from efficient resource allocation
We build this cheaply and quickly.
to the quality of the intent, the long-term impact. That effort axis on our prioritization frameworks, obsolete. The new scarcity becomes vision and ethics.
But wait, if effort isn't a constraint, does that create new problems like analysis paralysis because you can do anything? Or maybe a flood of ethically dubious products because it's so easy to create?
That's exactly the new challenge. Feasibility is easy. Desirability, and especially ethical impact, become paramount.
Think about Elena's strategic planning in 2035. Her team considers building a massive custom foundation model. Used to cost billions.
Now, feasible,
Almost trivial.
thanks to new zero energy and compute costs.
So the roadmap questions change completely, not can we afford this? But
Should we build this?
yeah.
And, crucially, what are the second-order, third-order consequences
Right.
for society, for human experience, for the collective good?
So Elena spends her time not in budget meetings, but in ethical review boards, long-term scenario planning.
Yeah, simulating societal impact decades out. The leader becomes a foresight strategist, a moral compass,
Yeah.
navigating abundant resources but incredibly complex, maybe existential ethical choices. He's a whole new level of wisdom.
Okay. This sets the stage for the final, most speculative leap, Era Third, the next 20 years, 2045, product management in the singularity.
This is where Kurzweil predicts the full merger. Human and machine intelligence blend. Intelligence expands a millionfold.
Not just augmentation,
Yeah.
integration.
And it challenges the whole idea of an individual PM as a separate entity. Does a single leader or contributor even make sense then?
We're deep in speculative strategy now, a millionfold intelligence increase. Think about innovation velocity. It's not just faster, it's qualitatively different.
Our current process, sprints, backlogs, stand-ups, even companies they probably dissolve, replaced by this continuous, fluid, maybe instantaneous collective creation.
Like emergent properties in complex systems. Solutions just arise from this vast distributed network of intelligences, not top-down direction. The idea of a project might not even fit.
So the core idea, the individual product manager role, might genuinely become obsolete, product development managed or co-created by a global collective intelligence. Users are literally co-creators woven in.
The article introduces Alex in 2045. Their title isn't PM, it's
Vision Catalyst, or Values Curator, something much more foundational, less tactical oversight, more guiding principles.
and Alex's goal isn't, increase conversion rate, it's interspecies communication, something profound.
And they don't write a PRD. They inject a carefully formulated intent seed into the global cognitive network.
An intent seed, like a philosophical goal, ethical constraints, a creative vision.
Yeah, think of it as this complex layered prompt. Principles, not a blueprint, designed to resonate, to propagate through this distributed intelligence. It's an invitation to co-create, not a command.
And the seed, it just blossoms.
Instantly, thousands of specialized AIs, augmented human minds collaborate. Marine biology AI provides data. Quantum computing AI designs protocols. Human ethics collective handles privacy. The product, whatever it is, just emerges organic.
New sprints, no backlog, continuous co-creation.
In Alex's role, shepherd the vision, gently nudge the collective, ensure ethical alignment. They're a gardener in a field of intelligent, self-organizing plants.
Incredible metaphor, a new kind of meta leadership, focused entirely on initial intent and ethical guardrails.
So the strategic imperatives for us today, even looking that far out, start cultivating skills in philosophical inquiry, ethical leadership at a systemic level.
Learning how to articulate clear, guiding visions, not detailed instructions, because those visions will shape everything in a self-organizing world. Big shift needed in education leadership development.
Which brings us to the final, maybe most existential question for Era 3. The nature of products and the end of work.
Products become unrecognizable. Shared VR, empathic networks, direct neural experiences.
And with universal basic income globally established, work isn't about economic necessity anymore. It becomes purely creative, voluntary.
We're speculating about designing for disembodied digital consciousness, swarm intelligence as users. It's beyond anything we can really grasp now.
Designing for consciousness itself, and the end-of-work idea aligns with Kurzweil. AI handles the routine, humans pursue higher motivations, find more meaningful jobs driven by passion, curiosity, contribution.
So Alex in 2045 works on interspecies communication, not for a paycheck.
But out of profound curiosity. A desire to contribute to the collective good of this expanded, interconnected consciousness. That's the ultimate fulfillment Kurzweil predicts. Purpose defined by our highest aspirations, not economic need.
Wow. What an incredible journey through this Kurzweil curve today. Wrapping up this deep dive, the core message from the article seems crystal clear.
Yeah, it's not just a tech forecast. It's this urgent challenge to our ingrained linear thinking and product management.
The shift is undeniable and it's accelerating. Away from tactical execution.
Towards strategic, ethical, systemic leadership. It demands we fundamentally re-architect our mindset.
Absolutely. It demands we cultivate exponential thinking. We embrace AI not just as a tool, but as this fundamental, deeply integrated partner.
And maybe most importantly, continuously invest in our uniquely human skills. Creativity, deep empathy, strong ethical judgment.
Those are the things that remain invaluable, irreplaceable, even more vital as AI advances. Those skills will define the great product leaders of tomorrow.
Right. The future of product management.
Yeah.
It isn't coming. It's already started. It's here.
And it really is our choice, isn't it? Do we get passively carried along by this exponential wave? Or do we learn how to surf it, how to guide its power towards meaningful, ethical innovation?
So we really invite you, the listener, to continue this conversation. What stood out most to you from these scenarios? What resonated?
How are you starting to rethink your own approach, your strategy, your leadership in light of these huge potential shifts? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's figure out how we navigate this exponential future together.
And that brings us to the end of this debrief. Our goal is to give you not just ideas, but a more powerful way to think. If you found value in this discussion, the best way to support this work is to give this episode a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a future session. And if you know a fellow product leader who is wrestling with these same challenges, feel free to share this episode with them. As always, you can find the link to the original in-depth article by Karsten Schwarzkopf directly in the description below. Thank you for your time and your attention. Stay sovereign.